There are rivalries in sports that are fought on the court, under bright lights, in front of millions. But the most intense, personal, and emotional rivalry in Michael Jordan's career didn't come from a player trying to stop him. It came from inside his own organization, from a man who never dribbled a ball, but had the power to shape champions. This is the story of Michael Jordan and Jerry Krause, a fierce battle of ego, pride, insecurity, and legacy that fueled a dynasty and destroyed it. It's a story where winning wasn't enough, respect wasn't guaranteed, and greatness came with a price. And if you ever wondered why Michael Jordan truly hated Jerry Krause, this is the answer. When Michael Jordan arrived in Chicago in 1984, he wasn't yet a global icon. He wasn't the GOAT, the face of Nike, or the six-time champion the world now worships. He was a young star with raw fire, an unstoppable motor, and a hunger for greatness. And in the front office sat Jerry Krause, the Chicago Bulls general manager, a small-statured former baseball scout with a giant obsession for basketball talent. Krause believed he could build a dynasty, not around a system, not around tradition, but around his eye for talent. And at first, it worked. Krause helped push for drafting Michael Jordan. He traded for Scottie Pippen on draft night. He selected Horace Grant, and he would later acquire players like Steve Kerr, Ron Harper, Tony Kukoc, and Dennis Rodman. He hired Phil Jackson and built one of the most legendary support systems in NBA history. In the beginning, there was admiration, maybe even respect between Jordan and Krause. But as greatness grew, so did ego. And over time, their relationship turned from professional partnership into a silent war. It didn't take long for cracks to form. Jordan was exploding into superstardom, filling arenas, dominating highlight reels, and becoming the face of sports in America. He wasn't just a basketball player. He was a cultural force, a marketing machine who could sell shoes, fill stadiums, and lift an entire franchise. Krause, meanwhile, worked in the shadows, building, drafting, scouting, and planning, yet receiving none of the spotlight. And as Jordan became bigger than the Bulls, Krause became more bitter. He wanted recognition. He wanted credit. He believed that organizations, not players, built champions. And with success came one of the most controversial quotes in NBA history. Krause once said, "Players and coaches alone don't win championships. Organizations win championships." To Krause, it was truth. To Jordan, it was disrespect, pure, unforgivable disrespect. Whether Krause meant it as a slight or not, the damage was done. Jordan took it personally. He lived off slights. And this one came from the very man supposed to support him. How dare someone diminish his blood, sweat, and sacrifice? How dare someone suggest he wasn't the engine, the heart, the reason Chicago mattered? That moment set the tone for years of tension. Where fans saw history being made, Jordan saw a front office trying to steal his throne. And from then on, Michael Jordan made it his mission to remind Jerry Krause, who really built the Bulls, on the court, with pain, pressure, and perfection. The rivalry began to spill into every corner of the organization. Jordan wasn't subtle. He taunted Krause constantly, mocking his weight, his height, his social awkwardness. Team insiders say one of Jordan's favorite insults was joking that Krause needed to lose weight, or that his diet was going to shake the floor. Another time, Krause was stretching with the team, and Jordan told him, "You don't need to stretch. You don't play to Jordan." This was dominance, competition, psychological warfare. To Krause, it was humiliation. And humiliation from the most powerful man in the building breeds resentment. It didn't help that Krause had a habit of praising the players he discovered, sometimes more loudly than the superstar already carrying the franchise. Krause's obsession with forward Tony Kukoc became a national storyline. Krause believed Kukoc was the future, a European star with size and passing ability. But to Jordan and Scottie Pippen, it wasn't admiration, it was threat. Krause wasn't just scouting a young talent. In their eyes, he was preparing for life without them. So when the U.S. Olympic team faced Croatia in the 1992 Dream Team era, Jordan and Pippen targeted Kukoc like predators. They locked him down, harassed him, embarrassed him on the world stage. not because Kukoc had done anything wrong, but because he represented Krause's dream of replacing them. That wasn't just basketball. That was a message. You don't build this without us. But the biggest turning point came when Krause's desire for control collided with Jordan's demand for loyalty. Krause discovered Phil Jackson, believed in him, and elevated him from assistant to head coach. But once Jackson became a star, once fans credited him for unlocking the triangle offense and molding Jordan into a champion, Krause felt overshadowed again. He went from supporting Phil to resenting him, just like he had with Jordan. Ego never rests. It only grows. And soon, Krause decided the Bulls dynasty was ending. Not because they were too old, not because Jordan declined, but because Krause wanted to prove he could build another without them. In 1997, Krause told Phil Jackson he wouldn't return no matter how much the team won, even if he went 82-0. Phil was done after the season.
Bulls owner Jerry Reinsdorf has finally come to his senses, signing Phil Jackson to a one-year deal to return as coach next season.
Jordan responded immediately. He told the world, "If Phil Jackson isn't coaching the Bulls, I'm not playing." That wasn't negotiation. That was war. Chicago could have chased 7, 8, maybe 9 championships. The core was still lethal. Jordan was still the best, but Krause had made up his mind. Rebuilding mattered more than extending greatness. So as the Bulls lifted their 6th trophy in 1998, Jordan already knew. This was the end, not because time beat them, but because pride did. Jordan retired.
As it may be, I have choices, and I will not choose to play for another coach.
Pippen was traded.
Pippen is as underpaid gets, only the 122nd highest paid player in the league.
Phil left.
Phil Jackson cleaned out his office at the Chicago Bulls practice facility and made it official. After 9 years and 6 NBA titles, he is done as the Bulls coach.
Rodman gone. The greatest team ever assembled was dismantled piece by piece, not by injuries, not by age, but by ego. And the Bulls collapsed. Years of rebuilding, no titles, no deep playoff runs, nothing but regret. The dynasty that could have lasted forever ended because 2 men wanted to be remembered, but only one of them actually was. So why did Michael Jordan hate Jerry Krause? It was deeper than basketball. Jordan believed in loyalty. He believed in sacrifice. He believed if you give everything, you should be respected for it. Krause believed in system over superstardom, front office over players, future over present. It wasn't just a power struggle. It was 2 philosophies colliding. Jordan believed greatness is earned on the court. Krause believed greatness is assembled in the office. Both were right and both were wrong. They needed each other, and neither could stand it. In the end, Krause will always be remembered as the brilliant architect who built a dynasty and the stubborn ego who destroyed it. Jordan will always be remembered as the greatest to ever do it, but a man who refused to let anyone take a slice of his legacy. Their hatred forged a dynasty, shaped the greatest era of basketball, and gave fans 6 championships, but robbed them of more. It is the most complicated relationship in sports history, a partnership that produced perfection and then exploded under the weight of pride. This was the Bulls' story. This was the cost of greatness. And this is why Michael Jordan hated Jerry Krause. If you enjoyed this documentary-style breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and comment which NBA feud, legend, or untold story you want next. Because behind every championship, there's a war you never saw. And we're here to tell it.